Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Cappies in mid-November? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cappy in mid-November. Not mid to late. We're getting there. But what do we have for mid-November? All right, cool. So the Fool card, I like this. Now, this isn't technically the Fool card because it is an oracle deck we're using, but it has a lot of the same symbolism. And I generally see it as an optimistic card. It's usually great, fresh. It's an action card. So there's a lot of positive to it. But just like every card, there's two sides to the coin, right? Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So if you look at the imagery here, we see this feminine figure. She is dressed up like the Fool, like a jester. And I'm not sure if you can see, but at her feet, there are several different renditions of the actual Fool card. So we could think of all those different archetypes here when this card shows up. So what do we know about the Fool? It's the first of the major arcana. It's the protagonist of the tarot deck. It's great for new. It's great for action. Very optimistic. A lot of forward momentum. Big Aries energy if you're connected to an Aries or have Aries placements. So I tend to like this card. I think it's great. Now, the downside to it, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a downside, but it can be a very spontaneous energy. So for some of you, maybe you're going to do certain things outside of your normal day-to-day. Maybe you're a little more spontaneous than you normally are. Step outside the structure, and that could be good. That could be fun. But sometimes you need to use a little caution when there's that spontaneous urge-based type of energy, right? Because sometimes the Fool can act before thinking, which isn't usually Capricorn-like energy from my experience. But I think overall this is good. It's great for new things especially. But aside from that, the energy's rocking and rolling. So we're going to let them chill over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So the karmic energy was all over your reading. It was titled Big Karmic Shift. So there were a lot of things for a lot of Capricorns that could be going through a big metamorphosis. Now, I always say that life is about perpetual change, right? But sometimes it's more intense than usual. There could be situations that are out of your hands. There could be big events happening when I saw that big karmic shifting energy. So we're going to see if it still lingers through this week. But as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cappy. What do we have in mid-November? Let's get it going for my friends. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay, Page of Pentacles. That's a very good card for you. It is one of your power cards with your power element. So I always like that, especially to start off a reading. Great. Really great. Now let's keep going. I don't want to get too carried away. It's just one card, right? What do we have here for Capricorn? Thank you. Okay, the Star. Cool. That's another positive leaning card. So maybe we are on the precipice of some sort of shift of energy, because for recent weeks the energy's been a little up and down. So far these cards are very optimistic leaning. So let's get one more. Okay, so we do have the 10 of Wands, a little bit of a mixed bag, nothing wrong with that. A mixture of elements is always a good thing to me, and that's what I'm already picking up. So I'd say this is more positive than anything. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements. And yeah, as I mentioned, there's a lot of different elements showing up here in a good equal balance. When I get too much of one element, that's when I'm like, ooh, all right, the energy seems lopsided. But we're starting here with earth energy. That's your power element. That's your comfort zone. Earth energy is big for work, career, home, family. Makes a lot of sense, especially that it's showing up in the first position. It's stability or feelings of stability. The only downside with too much earth energy, it can be a little stubborn, and sometimes you might feel a little stuck. But if anyone can work with it, it would be Capricorn. Moving to the middle here, we have the star, and although that looks like water because she's the water bearer, Aquarius energy is technically air. So what is air? That's the mindset, that's the logical mind, that's intelligence, it's strategy, it's planning, it's also communication. It's very big for that. But the downside of air energy could sometimes be a little cold, it could be a little emotionally detached. So we want to look into this much further. I mean, these are two very positive leaning cards, that's for sure. And onto the back end here, we have fire, the realm of action, the actions we take, the actions others take, our internal combustion, passion, drive, desire, all lingers in this fire element, which I think is good. So the energy doesn't seem really too stuck anywhere. The only thing with fire is sometimes it can be a little unpredictable. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Page of Pentacles. Now, again, in my simplistic style, that page could just represent you, right? Not gender specific whatsoever. So we might, when we clarify it, see something that's coming towards you, a way you might be feeling. But aside from that, big archetypes when it comes to page are similar to that Fool card we had in the beginning. It's fresh, it's new. So whether it's a new mindset, whether it's a new opportunity coming in, they're very fresh, and there's a lot of potential whenever there's a page. They also represent students learning things, taking in information, and they're huge messengers, particularly the Page of Pentacles. So maybe this could be an important talk of some kind, or a talk that we want to get more detail. It could be an incoming message as well. So I like this page, but what might be the downside to a card like this? It could be a little bashful, it could be a little shy, it could be a little unsure. That's what I always say about these. So for some of you, maybe there's certain situations going on where you're like, I don't know how I feel about this, a little unsure. I'm not saying you're shy and bashful, but that's just how the energy can present itself. But normally it's very good, especially starting off a Capricorn reading. Now, as we get him tucked back in by the amethyst crystal, we move to the center, which is the star card. Major arcana, beautiful. As I already mentioned, it's Aquarius energy. So maybe you have Aquarius placements. I know they're very close to your zodiac sign. So, but aside from the Aquarius tie-in here, when I think of the star, I think of hope. It's a card of wish fulfillment. It's a card of wins and victories and blessings, especially ones that are bestowed on us from the universe. So I really like this card a lot. It could also represent long periods of time. So it might not be talking about right now or tomorrow or even next month. This could be big picture thinking. So think like life's journey type of vibe here with this. It's a card of silver lining. So seeing the silver lining, holding on to hope. But the downside to this card, when the star flips upside down, that's an energy that can feel hopeless or, very low confidence about someone or something. So when we couple that with the page, it could be fantastic. It could be great energy coming in, but at the same time, it could be very unsure about the future. So we'll see. And again, I'm not going to turn a positive into a challenge here. So we'll see what the clarifiers say. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Wands. And just like every card, it has two sides. And we see that individual, they got that big bundle of sticks, and usually they're depicted walking up a hill. This is, to me, in the positive sense, a card of determination, grit, hard work, no quit, which is something that I link with Capricorn. When you have your mind set on something, whether it's a result or something, it's like, I will see it through. So there's a lot of staying power with this card, and that's the one thing I appreciate. However, the Ten of Wands can also be very heavy, very burdened. So whether it's a mental burden, maybe you got a lot on your mind, maybe it's an emotional burden, maybe you're feeling a lot of things intensely. Sometimes it could even be physical, like physical body or vitality. So if your energy is a little low, you might need to recuperate. And I always say specifically watch out for areas like the neck, back, and spine when this card is here. You might be holding tension there. So we'll take a look at it. Again, it could be heavy. Sometimes it can be a problem. But there is more positive in this spread than negative. So even if you're going through some challenges, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Page of Pentacles, see what he has. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cappy, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what's up. Why is this Page of Pentacles here? Why is it in the mix? Thank you. This is great news. This is like either great news or really exciting news. For those of you that haven't had the opportunity to be social recently, this is really great energy around socializing, talking to people. So, in this time, more than usual, you might be a bit more of a people magnet, which I feel like I've seen for you like a few weeks ago. But I love the Three of Cups. Now, I know that gets a bit of a reputation in some circles. They're like, oh, Three of Cups, third party, third party. Sure, it could mean that. It could mean any group dynamic. So it could be work related, absolutely. Could it be a family thing, absolutely. But when I see them, they're celebrating, they're happy. So this is a great sign, especially with the star coming up next to it. We do need to keep an eye on that 10 of Wands on the back end, but we're leading off here with some great, great energy. Now, whether this is how something started, and we're going to see how it's going to turn out, that could possibly be it. But when I see these people raising a toast under this Page of Pentacles, either it's a conversation or a message that's going to make you really happy or get you really pumped up, really excited. If it's not that, I feel like you having a lot of opportunities for socialization. So whether it's through friends, romantic, now could be a great time to communicate with people. So I think that's great. If you're a cross watcher having issues with a Capricorn, this is a good sign of talking things out as well. So I just like it. The energy to me seems very agreeable. So again, exciting, agreeable wins. Like we have the whole platter here. Let's keep moving. Let's see what's up with the star, because that's a great way to start. But at 10 of Wands, I'm like, what are you doing there then? If we have all this goodness, what are you? What is that? So let's go in on the star. Let's see why it's here. What do we have for the star? Mid-November Capricorn, please. Okay. A little up and down. So we have the Knight of Cups in reverse underneath it. Now, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. For some of you, you might be in hermit mode right now, which is odd because we have this outgoing energy, which is like, yeah, socialize, get out there, talk to people, or people trying to talk to you. And then this energy is like, man, I'm cool. So for those of you that are in that mode, your energy is showing up here. Now, the Knight of Cups in reverse, this could represent a water sign. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. He does usually link to love and romance and stuff like that. But to me, the energy does feel a little up and down, but I like the optimism. I like the positivity. So spirit could be telling you like, hey, when you get these wins, whether big or small, um, keep them fresh in your mind. But like, I don't want to be cliche, but when I see the star with the Knight of Cups, life can be hard sometimes. Everything ebbs and flows, but there's something about keeping the mindset or mind state strong. Think happy thoughts, just like Peter Pan. That's how this feels to me. I don't necessarily think it's bad, but there is that unsure undertone here as well. So there might be things or people that you're a little skeptical about, right? So that's just the vibe to me, where it's like I'm mostly good, everything's cool, but there's a skepticism. So we're gonna keep moving and see what's up. Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. Hold on to the wins, whether big or small. I think it's okay, but yeah, there's this energy where it's just hermit mode. So let's see what's up with the 10 of Wands. Like, I don't really want to talk to too many people right now. Do I have to? It's like one of those. Let's see what's up with the 10. Why is that 10 of Wands here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the 10 of Wands here? Thank you. All right. All right, there is something that you should really pace yourself with here. So we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse underneath the 10 of Wands. This could be somebody bracing for something too. So this is so specific. Only take it if it hits for you. I'm just going to give the message where things could be going good and or something great could happen, but this energy and the skepticism I'm seeing is like, I'm just waiting on the other shoe to drop. So watch out for anything that feels too good to be true, or things might be going good and it's like, when's it going to take a turn? There's like an energy like that showing up here, which again, no judgment here, but someone could be feeling that. It doesn't have to be you. But there is also this big tone of pacing yourself. So again, whether it's work, family, anything. Queen of Pentacles in reverse underneath the 10 of Wands feels exhausted. It feels tired. So again, whether it's a person situation, life in general. For some of you, you might be feeling zapped. Make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation, because there could be a situation or something where spirit's like one foot in front of the other. Take your time. It's not a race. So do with that information what you will. But the energy does feel quite heavy here on the back end, where it's like, yeah, no, there's good stuff here, but I can't shake this feeling, this heaviness. So, and for some of you, maybe there is an energy that's just lingering underneath the surface. Again, I don't think it tanks the whole reading. There's a lot of good positivity here, but this energy it's just zapped, it's tired. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So I'm pretty happy about most of it. I think there's a lot of claimable energy here. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Page of Pentacles with the Three of Cups in the upright. Great news possibly coming in. Wins, victories, all that stuff. I really think it's great and it makes me happy. Great time for socializing. You might be more of a people magnet than usual, so people could be blowing up your phone if they don't usually. That's how it feels. It's like people are flocking, and it's a great time for communication. So if you've been having issues with a Capricorn, this bodes well. It's very agreeable. Moving to the center, we still have this optimistic, victorious energy lingering here, but we have the Star with the Knight of Cups in reverse. So again, for some of you, there could be this hermit mode where it's like, all right, yeah, maybe the energy is available for socializing, but do I have to? I really don't wanna. Like, the energy is a little hermit-like. So again, no judgment here. There's something also about like keeping your wins, big or small, fresh in your mind and trying to stay optimistic. Keep your awareness on the positive and just try to focus on the silver lining to keep pushing forward. On the back end, we do have the 10 of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse underneath. Very important to pace yourself with people, situations, things. It's like just one foot in front of the other. Take your time here. But there is this underlying skepticism I've been feeling from the front, like where it's like, all right, is something too good to be true? Where things are going too good, when's the other shoe going to drop? Um, on top of that, just if you're feeling zapped, if you're feeling tired, you might need some recuperation. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. What do we got for Cappy? And yeah, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get it going. What do we have in the shadows? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, so this individual is showing up once again. So the card that showed up in reverse, Mr. Knight of Cups, is also here in the shadows. So specifically for those of you that are tied to water signs, not sure what this energetic tie is, but it's here. So if you're wondering if there's still some sort of energetic feedback or tie with somebody, it's showing up heavily with the Knight of Cups. Now, aside from romance and love and real smooth talking individuals, this card can play off of emotions. Okay, so what's the shadow side of the Knight of Cups? Either really dark, deep, heavy emotions. So some of you, yeah, like maybe you're feeling a little rough. Nothing wrong with that. But watch out. This is specific again. Watch out for anyone that tries to make you feel bad for them. Okay, like nothing wrong with being sympathetic and empathetic. I'm a big believer in that. But to me, it feels like someone's putting it on a little too much, or could. So just watch out for that. Nothing wrong with having sympathy, but sometimes people use it as a tool. But aside from that, it's just more about the emotional health and well-being, which I think can be good. The Knight of Cups, remember, it's not a bad card inherently. It's usually very positive. So we're just going to let him chill right there, Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.